I need not one
organic
thing more.
soups,
Oh,
split
wrap the
pea.
ground around.
I got it brewing
Your
right
gentle
now.
winding mind. Oh, guard the pounding sound.
Right there.
Breathe in your fiery air. Oh, wrap the ground around. Get back and hungrier stare. Oh, guard the
We'll
pounding
compare it
sound.
to Amy's
You'll be the
split pea
moon, I'll
soup.
be the earth, and when we
Already,
both
I
start
like
over,
that I'm
oh,
seeing it says
darling, begin again, begin again, begin
non-BPA
again.
lining.
You'll be the moon,
Very
I'll be the
important.
earth, and when
So I
we
give
both
this
start
already
over,
a few,
oh darling,
few
begin
points just
again,
for that.
begin again, begin again.
Because I've heard very terrible things about BPA. It's a plastic they line with cans. I'm sure everyone is familiar with it if you're a health nut. And this won't take long. So I'll be giving it a taste test pretty soon here. Let's do it right now. Let's do it a taste test. It's very, I looked at the ingredients. I'll read the ingredients for you. It's pretty healthy. Look at that. Well, you could just pause and you can actually just read it for yourself. But what I'm noticing about this, I like that it has garlic. I'm a huge fan of garlic. Very good for your immune system. Onions, very healthy. Celery, carrots, sea salt. Thank you for using sea salt. Way better than normal salt. You know, I hate when companies use normal table salt, or they don't give you even the comfort of, they don't give you the peace of mind when they say just salt. You know, you see that in the ingredients and you're like, ugh, salt, really? Could you just upgrade a little bit to the sea salt, you know, for my peace of mind that I'm not poisoning myself? Organic celery, organic carrot, sea salt, organic basil. Basil's got all kinds of health properties. Here's some homework for you. Do a Google search of holy basil, and you'll be surprised at how many amazing health benefits a simple herb like holy basil has. Yeah. Organic spices, organic black pepper. Fantastic. So, I think it's already hot enough. Let's see here. Just turning it off. I'm such a soup person. I'm such a soup person. I'm even more of a soup person nowadays because my tooth abscesses make it very painful sometimes to chew on hard food. And I've been praying to God to help me be able to chew hard food again. I'm very much drawn to very, soups and yogurts and, things that are soft, because the fiber in food is like, it puts pressure on my tooth abscesses. I have several tooth abscesses in my mouth, and they're very painful. So I'm a soup person for now. Yummy. I'm always a soup person. Even if I had no abscesses, even if I could chew fiber without pain, I'd still be a soup person. Very hot. I need to let it cool a bit. Taste-wise, I give it a good grade. Yummy. It's just from that, it tasted delicious. It's a bit hot though. I need to fully taste it. I need to let it cool down a bit. I want to burn my tongue. I've also got an ingredient I want to add here. If you want to soup up your soups, you can add some cheese to it. I'm adding Gouda cheese here. This is for more K2. If you're not familiar with vitamin K2, it's a very high in Gouda cheese, and Gouda cheese is thought to be very healthy for your arteries because, oopsies, if you're deficient in vitamin K2, this could cause calcium to accumulate in your arteries. And what K2 does is it activates proteins in your body that carry calcium, that shuttles the calcium out of your arteries, you know, and into your bones and your teeth. So it's going to strengthen your teeth and your bones. So yeah, definitely a good idea to include a cheese in your soup if you want an extra healthy blessing. I'm just doing it the lazy way here with my fingers, and that'll melt in there and be delicious. I'm even going to go for another slice. My friend Becky is such a fan of Gouda cheese. She told me once, I think it's the only cheese you should be eating is Gouda because it's so good for your teeth. You know, we can only eat a certain amount of calories every day. So you got to think about, you got to make your calories count. You know, really just, if you're trying to heal from something, every meal needs to be medicinal. You can't mess around. So we're having a very medicinal meal here with a lot of Gouda cheese in there, and it's going to be delicious. So, and that's probably going to cool it down a little bit as well. Let's give it a test. Very good. Oh my gosh. Now it's no longer vegan. Amy soups are vegan, but don't let that fool you. I'm not a vegan and I don't encourage it. Veganism, long-term veganism is going to cause a lot of problems. I tried it. It's not good. We do need animal foods in the diet. But that's for another video. Basically, that's enough for this video. I don't want to make it too long. I would give this Amy's soup a very good grade. Very good grade. I mean, I don't necessarily want to grade them. I guess I have to. This is the product opinionators. I probably do need to come up with some grading system. So maybe we'll give it like a... It could be better by, like, you know, obviously there's always room for improvement. I don't want to, like, judge this soup by giving it a poor grade. Let's give it a 4 out of 5. Just so there's room for improvement. Like if I had to design my own soup, you know, I'm sure I could think of some really cool special ingredients to put in it that this soup company hasn't figured out yet. You know, maybe some seaweed, maybe some iodine, something like something. There's got to be something, but it's pretty freaking awesome. I think they did a great job. And we'll consider that 4 out of 5 is a very high grade. So, I'm not judging this soup. I'm just trying to leave room for improvement in general. If I give it a 5 out of 5, then there's no room for improvement. We'll say 4 out of 5 is amazing. So this soup, good job on this soup. If you're looking for a soup to get, definitely go for Amy's split pea soup. And we hear a lot about pea protein on the market. You know, it's a protein a lot of people are into. It's actually one of the healthier proteins. A lot of these proteins, these protein powders and this stuff is very bad, very dangerous on your kidneys. My friend Becky is a canary in the coal mine when it comes to proteins and how they affect your kidneys, because she's gotten some kidney damage in the past. And she gives peas a very good rating as far as it being very gentle on your kidneys. Kidneys are a longevity organ. You want to take very good care of your kidneys if you're trying to live forever. Okay? We're trying to live forever here. This is the Eternal Life Fan Club. Munchness Ministries. And we don't want to die, ever. So, we take it seriously that the kidneys are the longevity organ, according to Chinese medicine. You want to take good care of your kidneys, so you give it gentle proteins and not proteins that are damaging and harsh. A lot of proteins are very hard on the kidneys. You know, I very much recommend against red meat I really much recommend against animal protein in general, except for, things like eggs. Eggs are fine, cheese, a good protein. But meat, it's meat protein in general I'm talking about. Red meat is bad. Pork, bad. Wouldn't go there. So fish is better. The amino acid profile of fish is healthier on the body than a lot of these other meats. So pescatarianism, if you're considering meat, go for pescatarian. I'm totally getting off track here. I'm getting off track. Let's keep these episodes a bit shorter. Don't want to be too long. Anything else to say about this? You could dip some bread in this, gluten-free bread. Actually, that's the way I would eat my split pea soup growing up. My mom would give me some bread, and I'd eat some good, delicious multi-grain bread with it. Now I'm gluten-free, so I would use a gluten-free bread. I think it's very important to be gluten-free for me, personally. I mean, I've read too many horror stories about gluten and the nightmare of what the wheat we have nowadays, the modern wheat in America, is very dangerous. It's so dangerous, I would just say go gluten-free. If you're trying to eat wheat products in America, you really run the risk of damaging yourself hugely. Look into the Wheat Belly book. The Wheat Belly book. You can even type this in on YouTube and you can watch you don't have to read the book, you just watch some lectures by this guy. And he'll tell you the nightmare horror story of the modern wheat we have in America. I'll give you the very brief version. The modern wheat we have in America is been tampered with. It's a Frankenstein wheat. It's mutated. It's worse than genetically modified. The 99% of all the wheat in America, according to this guy and according to various sources on the internet, 99% of the wheat, maybe the statistics aren't perfectly right, but a lot of the wheat, we'll say a majority of the wheat in America, is of a very dangerous variety called Clearfield wheat. They've basically mutated this wheat by exposing the wheat kernels to mutagenic chemicals that created random mutations, worse than genetically modified. We're talking about random mutations creating all kinds of weird foreign proteins and damaging things like that. So just avoid the wheat. Stick with peas for your protein, and may you live forever.